guys, welcome back to Ron's Rides, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video where I'm here at Maserati Alfa Romeo Daytona Beach, and I have two 2022 Alfa Romeo Giulias right here in front of you guys because I want to do a comparison and contrast between the entry-level base model Sprint versus the top spec level Veloce, because I want to show you guys the differences between the two because there is a price difference majorly, but how does it look? How does it perform between the two? I mean, it's not much of a difference, and you guys might actually pick the Sprint and save the money over picking the top spec Veloce and paying more money. We'll see by the end of this video, hopefully, but let's give this a look. Now, if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. When you hit subscribe, it helps grow the channel. I get more opportunities to get more comparison videos out like this to you guys and show off some more Ferrari and Maserati content. So before we fully get started, let's check out the side-by-side additions for 2022 when it comes to options that come standard on both of these models and additional equipment that can be added on both of these models. I think that'll help out a lot for you guys to compare and contrast. Now, if you guys remember from a couple of weeks ago, I did a video similar to this, but with Stelvios, and I did a TI spec versus a Sprint spec. This is opposite ends of the spectrum. So, just to let you guys know, this Veloce is $5,340, I believe, more than the Sprint. All right, so you guys have to see if it's worth the extra $5,000. Now, if you normally, lease or finance a car, $1,000 is about $40 a month in payments, all right? So you would add a lot more in your monthly payment getting the Veloce versus the Sprint, but is it worth it? That's what we're gonna try to find out. Now, first thing I wanted to do is pop the hood because the performance is big, right? Well, these are going to perform pretty much the exact same. Now, we know for 2022, Alfa Romeo took away some things like the carbon package, like the Lusso package, and stuff like the active dampers and so forth, so on. So with that said, these are pretty much now on the same level playing field. Besides the Veloce, it has a limited slip diff on that Veloce package, all right? So that's pretty much the difference between the two. Other than that, I mean, it's the same ZF transmission, all right? You get the same 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbo that pumps out 280 horsepower, 306 pound-feet of torque, 149 mile-per-hour top speed with a 5.1 0 to 60 time. All right, same exact thing when it comes to the performance of these cars. So really, you don't miss out when it comes to the driving experience because of the fact that Alfa Romeo took away some things that would make the top tier spec perform a little bit better than what you get here on the entry-level spec. So same playing field when it comes to performance. Besides the fact that these both have the same Vesuvio gray metallic paint job color that costs $660 extra, well, up front, they look exactly the same. Same bi-xenon headlamps up front, all right, same Alfa Romeo insignia, same black Scudetto grille up front as well on both ends. And what's new for this year is even the entry-level model Sprint has the black front fascia that the sport models always had in the previous years. So with that front fascia separation there, all right, you get the same exact thing on the Veloce. So when you step back, these are the same exact cars from the front with the color and with the front fascia. Now the rest of the car, it decides to change a little bit. Now you can get more options on the Veloce trim here than you can get on the Sprint level trim here. So the options are gonna be different, like the wheels. Now, one thing that's ironic is this is an optional wheel, the 18-inch turbine wheel on the Sprint. All right, this is the upgraded wheel. For the Veloce, you only get this wheel, which is the 19-inch Sport 5-hole wheel. So with that said, only wheel you can get there and the upgraded wheel here, all right? So the wheels are always gonna be subjective because those are gonna change in between the models of the cars. But for the calipers here, you do have silver calipers with black script, all right? Monochrome center cap versus the red calipers with white script, all right, and monochrome center cap. So again, that's the difference that you're gonna see between the models because the wheels are gonna be different regardless. Now the Veloce side badge here on the front fender is there in 2022 versus the Sprint. Well, the Sprint does not get a badge at all right? So no brand identity for the Sprint. Small thing, right? But come to the side here and you'll notice that the mirror caps on the Veloce are done in gloss black versus body colored on a Sprint. All right, you'll also notice something else. You get the gloss black window molding trims, all right, around the windows on the Veloce, to where on the Sprint, it is a matte rubber finish that doesn't look quite as well, especially if the windows are tinted. So you can see between the two, this looks a lot nicer, a lot classier, a lot more premium versus the entry-level Sprint, and that's where you save money, right? Another place where you save money, well, no sunroof for the Sprint, to where you have the big panoramic glass roof on the Veloce, all right? So now you step back and you see the side, you'll see the difference between the windows, the roof, and the wheels. Now at the rear, most people are going to have a hard time figuring out the difference between the two if you don't know what you're looking for. Now on the Veloce, with that limited slip diff, you do have the Q2 badge here, all right, to go along with your Alfa Romeo insignia and your Giulia badge there. And then underneath, you have the sporty rear diffuser, or the Veloce rear diffuser for 2022, all right, with the honeycomb grille, black exhaust tips, and the shark fins there as well. A lot more aggressive. But when you go to the Sprint, the only thing that changes, well, with no Q2 badge, the only thing that changes is a rear diffuser, all right? It's a lot more subtle, one single piece going across, but it still also has the black exhaust tips. So again, it's gonna be hard for some people to see the difference when you look at them and say, well, that one looks sportier versus the other one. It really might be hard to tell. So with that said, in the rear, you don't really get much of a change when you look at the two of these cars. It might not be a deal breaker for you. Now you guys are gonna be shocked by this because the Sprint level trim, the way that these are spec'd out isn't too different from the top tier Veloce trim that's right next to me. And I know the color is gonna throw you guys off and it's gonna make it seem like there's a big change, but all right, seats aside, seats and actual trim aside, this is gonna be the standard the standard seating in Nero, okay? And then you're gonna have the standard, not stitching trim here, all right, in this black wood, same in the center. All right, that's standard, and no sunroof, all right, or panoramic roof, just a dark headliner. Okay, other than that, take a mental note. Aluminum side sill with the Alfa Romeo script, all right, aluminum pedals, aluminum paddle shifters, flat bottom steering wheel with leather and perforated leather on the sides, and the door paneling is pretty plain, all right, no additional stitching or leather, same with the dash, all right. Check that out. Take a mental note of what this looks like, because we're gonna go next door and you're gonna see almost the exact same thing. Now again, I said exclude the seats. Obviously, we're gonna get the Rosso, all right, sport seats, that's fine. And we're gonna get the more carbon aluminum trim. But look at the door panel. No extended leather, all right, no extra stitching, just plastic like the other one. Same with the top of the dash, all right, plastic, no additional stitching or leather. Look at the steering wheel. Same flat bottom leather steering wheel, all right, perforated leather on the side, paddle shifters, all right, you do have your pedals, but did you notice, you look a little closer there, you see all three pedals there, and you see the Alfa Romeo insignia in the side still, but that's it. Did you guys notice anything else different? Check it out. I mean, it's basically the same thing besides the seats and the actual trim itself, all right, so with that panoramic roof, obviously, that's going to change a few things. But other than that, what do you guys think? Could you miss out on those three options? The sport red seats, the carbon aluminum trim, and the sunroof. Because that's the only differences in the interior that I'm seeing here, guys. That's it. So let me know what you guys think between the contrast of the two interiors. Which one are you taking if you're saving money? And just for further reference, the Sprint also gets reheated seats for 2022. And you have your two USB chargings back there, to where the Veloce obviously is going to have that same flavor, right? Two charging ports and heated rear seats. Again, not much of a difference between the two. Now the trunk space is going to be the same, so I'm not going to go over that, but let's talk about the differences between the price. Same fuel economy too, by the way, 27 combined city and highway, 24 city and 33 highway. So same exact fuel economy, but the price. All right, so the Veloce on my left-hand side, the top spec, is $51,445. To where the Sprint, the entry-level trim right here on my right, is $46,105, all right? And that's with a $1,495 destination charge. So again, guys, it's about $5,340, I think, and don't quote me on that, but it's close. Between the two, all right? Now, you can add more options on this Veloce, all right? But between the two specs that you're actually seeing, I want to know which one would you take. Now, quickly, I'm going to go over the optional equipment on the Sprint. There's not a lot, only two options. You can't option too many things on the Sprint. So we have the the Vesuvio gray metallic exterior paint at $660. And then the wheels, the 18-inch dark turbine aluminum wheels at $1,000. That's your only two options on this car. Everything else you saw was standard. All right, now on the left-hand side, it's a little bit more here, all right? So on the Veloce, you have your Veloce package at $3,600, your paint at $660, and your red leather sport seats at $600. So you can skip these two options here, all right? And that is gonna save you a lot of money, all right? $4,200 to be exact for the Veloce package and the red leather sport seats. So again, that might be worth it for you guys right off the bat. I mean, you guys let me know between these two rear-wheel drive Giulias. Now, standard, we'll go over, actually we'll start with the Sprint. Everything's standard. I'm gonna go over this once, but I'll go over it slow. So you guys can see everything that comes on this car. Standard for the Sprint entry-level model, a lot of good stuff, but you get a lot of the same stuff standard on the Veloce trim as well. All right, so you guys need to pause that or anything, do that. And then on the Veloce, higher spec, everything you get standard. Again, it's a lot different here for 2022 versus the other model years where you can get a lot more different options that will really set the entry-level model car apart from the top tier level. So now they're a lot closer than ever. And I want to know, which one are you taking? All right, guys, so comparing and contrasting, what did you think? Which one are you taking for $5,000 less? Are you taking the Sprint entry-level model, or for $5,000 more, are you taking the Veloce top tier level? Let me know what you guys think between these two Giulias. Which one is the best bang for your buck? I want to know down in the comments below. Now, if you guys did enjoy the video today, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. When you give the video a like, it helps get it up in the rankings. More people can see it, and we can have a bigger discussion on a comparison, the side-by-side versus of the Giulia Sprint versus the Giulia Veloce for 2022. Now, with that said, if you guys want to help further support the channel, always check the links down below. I have a one-time link donation for my PayPal, my Cash App, and my Venmo, just in case you guys want to donate a couple extra dollars to the channel. Hey, I appreciate the love and support you guys show. Now, you guys can also check out the Ron's Rise merch in case you want tote bags, fanny packs, leggings, Kango hats. You can get backpacks, everything Ron's Rise. I'm also on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. See everything I'm posting, Ferrari, Maserati, and Alfa Romeo that doesn't always make it here to the channel. Now make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video. With that said, you guys be blessed, have a great day, and we will talk to you guys in the next Ron's Rise video. Peace.